Hello, I'm Ned T, and I'm going to read for you today Grammy to the Rescue by my grandmother. It's a little book she wrote to commemorate all the fun times we've had with her at her home in Bainbridge Island, Washington. Each summer, the children travel to Bainbridge Island to visit Grammy and Gramps. They cross Puget Sound on the top deck of a green and white Washington State ferry boat. They look forward to the wind on their faces and the seagulls that chase the boat. They spot a pod of orca whales leaping in and out of the water. Grammy and Gramps live in a tall wood house on Fletcher Bay. Gramps paddles them in his boat to Barnacle Island, where the children help gather clams and oysters. They like to eat the clams after Grammy steams them, but the oysters are too slimy to swallow. Gramps, however, swallows them whole, then licks his lips and says, "Yum." Not far from Fletcher Bay is their favorite park, Battle Point Park. After playing on the playground, they walk to the pond to watch the ducks. One summer, Mrs. Duck swims to shore and invites the children to see her eggs that were soon to hatch. She leads them through knee-high, thick grass to her secret nest where 10 eggs lie snuggled together. Grammy spies a tiny hole in one of the eggs. A baby was pecking through the shell and would soon be born. Mrs. Duck invites them to come back the next day to meet her babies. Early the next morning, they all drive back to the park. They run to the pond feeling very excited. When they find the nest, there are only empty shells. "I see her," shouts one of the children. Mrs. Duck proudly paddles to shore, followed by 10 fluffy yellow ducklings. Mrs. Duck invites them to gently hold a duckling in their hands. Suddenly, a dark shadow passes overhead. Mrs. Duck frantically calls her babies to her side. "That was an eagle," she explains. "Eagles like to eat baby ducks." Back at Fletcher Bay, the children worry about the ducklings. "What can we do to keep them safe?" they ask. Grammy thinks and thinks, then has an idea. From the cupboard, she takes out a box of aluminum foil. "If we make hats for each baby, when the eagle flies overhead, the sun will reflect off the shiny foil and blind him until he flies away." An hour later, they carefully pack 10 tiny hats in a box and drive back to the park. Mrs. Duck is happy to see them and feels even happier when they share their plan. They fit each baby duck with a hat just as the eagle approaches. The light reflects off the shiny foil, blinding the eagle, and he flies away. "Hooray!" shout the children. "It worked. The babies are safe." Mrs. Duck is so grateful that she gives each of the children a kiss with her cold, wet beak. In fact, it works so well that even the astronauts can see the shiny reflections from the pond at Battle Point Park as they pass over Bainbridge Island in their spaceship. The end.